We can all talk about contracts, extraordinarily important, but a contract means nothing if you don't have a job. It means nothing if, as Linda said, we're forced to retire before we're ready. We already gave the board $1.2 billion. And that pension law, and don't think they rammed it through, because they'll tell you, oh, it only took 9 hours. No, that law had been around and in committee since February of last year. So don't believe it when the union says, oh, this happened over a 9-hour period. That is not how it happened. If you want, you can always go to the Illinois.gov and look up any law and find out when it started and where it went. So don't believe for a minute, oh, we didn't know. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So the idea is that our union voices have been very quieted because we have not had access to the information we need. And guess what? CORE will change that. No, we haven't run the union before, but I've been on the executive board. I'm currently on the state board of certification. And let me tell you, anyone here that your certificates are due up, please make sure you get them done. Because if you let them lapse, they'll get rid of you. They'll do that in a minute. I sent that information to the union. I never got an email on that. But there are other emails that come out. We have an opportunity to do something extraordinarily different. You can do business as usual, or you can understand that we need to activate our own membership, our membership. Not waiting for somebody up here to do something for us, but what we do together. And the clinicians, you have the opportunity to be the real soldiers in this war. Because one, they're coming after you, you're on the front lines, and the second thing is you all are mobile. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think Debbie Lynn is going to start using that mic over here. This set of questions is where the rubber hits the road. These are the questions that the clinicians really want to hear answered. Each group is going to have 5 minutes to answer the questions. I looked at the list. There was one question left off of the agenda, and one of it was is if I can remember, Carol, help me.
What is your plan to address our concerns?
What is your plan to address clinicians' concerns? So I'll put that on, and it's also, like I said, these guys take notes. Just let you know, guys, these guys do take notes. Because we have to do progress notes and all that wonderful stuff, so we're good at that. And then after we do this, I'll just kind of let you know, there will be a question and answer period. We do have a mic here, so people can come up and we'll be able to kind of, we'll have a mic here that you can ask the questions. Each person up here, each group up here will have 1 minute to answer the question, and then we'll move on to, to the next person. So kind of let you know that we'll do it again, like the next round it will be then, Linda will be the first one to start with the questions, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here we go. Debbie?
Okay, thank you again. All right, what do clinicians do? Well, as I mentioned earlier, I've had 18 years of teaching experience, 12 in the elementary school, 6 at the high school level. I was a case manager for 2 years. So I know that you do an incredible amount of work to keep the special ed and the kids that need your services together. Worked very closely with our psychologists, our social workers, our teacher nurses, our speech pathologists, and I know the whole thing is team, right? We work together, we support those kids. I just ran out of my school today because we're having a snapshot tomorrow. We're going to come in and check all our files, and they don't like the way our files are filed, so we had to do all of this work to put them in the proper fancy colored folders that don't help the kids. It's kind of, the bureaucracy. It helps the head person, it helps their head person, but it doesn't help the kids. And that's what we're all about. So I think you do an incredible job. I know you do, and I saw it up close and personal as part of the IEP team for 2 years as a case manager, as I said, and for every year that I've been a special ed teacher, because when our kids are facing child abuse, when our kids have vodka in the water bottles, when our kids are fainting in the classroom, we can't do it without you. So the schools, the kids, the families can't do it without you. So your value is an incredible part of an incredible team, because there is wonderful work being done, as Karen said, day in, day out. We're the ones that show up. With the expulsion of Marguerite and Watkins, there's nobody downtown anymore that's ever been in a school, that's ever been in a classroom. I understand the head of the speech pathologist is a podiatrist, excuse me. So we're being run by people who don't know what the reality is in the front lines of the trenches. So it goes without saying, every single member in CTU has an incredible value. And that transitions to how you fit in the union. Our team was the team that specified every single job classification of our bargaining unit. Every one of you, speech path, OT, PT, psychologists, teacher nurses, you're all listed, left out, you're all listed and specified as a bargaining unit member. They can't give your job away without a fight, or they shouldn't give it away without a fight. If you're a bargaining unit member, you're in that contract, the Board of Education cannot privatize what you do, even though, as we've seen for the last several years, there have been RFPs and there have been board reports where the board has given millions and millions and millions of dollars to private contractors to do your work. The CTU should have filed unfair labor practices every time one of those RFPs was put out, every time the Board of Education approved the groups that do the management of your work, the groups that are doing social work services, social, emotional, mental health. As that has proliferated over the last several years, that is an absolute violation of our contract. Your bargaining unit members and these private for-profit groups are doing bargaining unit work, and the teachers union has been asleep at the switch. The current leadership of the Chicago Teachers Union has been asleep at the switch. How we would address your issues? Well, I got the best lesson of that in my first year as CTU president. We did delegate training. We decided that it wouldn't be once a year every time the election was coming up, but that we would offer delegate leadership training every single year. And the first year we did it, I had an autism teacher delegate come up to me at the end of the first evening and said, well, tomorrow, where am I supposed to go? There's nothing on the agenda for citywide teachers. And I said, you're absolutely right. Tomorrow morning, we will make an announcement where our citywide delegates should go. And we immediately formed the citywide PPC. To my knowledge, it did not exist prior to 2001. Victor Gonzalez, our chief of staff, was the head of that citywide PPC, which met 4 times a year. And not only at contract time, where every committee in the union has an opportunity to identify their contractual issues, but every single month when our team met with the CEO, Victor Gonzalez was there, and the issues that our citywide delegates brought to us were represented at those meetings. We also had, thank you, to stop.
Thank you. Okay, Linda?
Okay, thank you. What do you guys do, clinician? You save people's lives. That's what you do. And we have to realize that the lives you save are our students and our schools. You assist teachers and the PSRPs delivering your expertise. Now, my only meeting that I've had with a clinician, when I was in elementary school, a long time ago, we used to have counseling sessions where the counselors would come in and meet with the students. And they would come in and find out, back in the day, if kids had any issues. And they would talk to